Hi, welcome back to G Mercedes in Cedar City, Utah. Very pleased to offer and show you this custom-made 461. It's an 83, the base vehicle was an 83. And what we did is basically we chopped the rear end off and we stretched the frame. We stretched the frame for about 2 feet. We added the rear part that you see, the bed, which is basically the same as from a G-Class convertible. With the stretched frame, you get obviously a longer wheelbase, which improves the comfort of the vehicle. And for the rest, it's completely restored. The frame we have sandblasted, zinc coated and powder coated. So it's good to go for the next, well, at least 50 years. So what we basically did is we stretched the frame about 2 feet. We added this part to the body. So we took off the rear end of the original 4-door and we added from here this piece, what you can see right over here. And what we used was from an original 2-door single cab, so an original single cab Mercedes G-Class single cab. And we also added, of course, the complete bed, which is basically the same as from a G-Class convertible. So it has almost the same dimensions. It's a bit shorter over here, but overall it's the same. So all the material that you see is original Mercedes, original actually G-Class Mercedes. So when you look at the frame, everything is completely powder coated, new bushings. We used the polyurethane bushings on the frame completely throughout the frame. We added the plastic tank, which has more capacity, and obviously it doesn't rust. The original one is a metal one. We added also the fender flares because of the Hutchinson's rims, because they are just too wide to have the vehicle without the fender flares. The tires we used are the Toyos. I like the Toyo, even a bit better as the BF Goodrich. They are a bit more soft, so it gives you a bit more comfort when you are just going down the road or with freeway use. So when we go to the back of the vehicle, then you will see that the rear door is the same as from the convertible. So we kept all that. The inside, everything is in new condition. So the wood was fabricated for this vehicle. Normally they don't have the wood on the floor. The canvas top is Mercedes material as well. They also use it on the convertibles. On the civilian convertibles, it's the same material, so it is water resistant. It has zippers all the way around, so you can also roll up the sides if you want. The spare can holder, also original Mercedes, also used on the military convertibles. The tow hitch is a 2-inch tow hitch that we fabricate in-house. It's also zinc coated and powder coated to prevent it from rusting. The roof rack we used is a professional style roof rack, which means that it was mostly used on the 4-door, extremely expensive through Mercedes. So we shortened it to make it fit for this vehicle. The inside of the vehicle, everything works the same as with the regular 4-door. So your rear seat, it still swivels forward to give you more space in the rear if needed. The seats are completely reupholstered with original Mercedes fabric. And the fabric, what we used, is quite common for the early 90s of these vehicles. The dash is relatively stock and original. The only thing that we added is the AC, the underdash AC unit. We like the underdash AC unit since it is very efficient and you have more outlets as what they sometimes have on the original ones. Of course, a radio with CD was added, but for the rest, main thing is that it is relatively stock. So what we basically did with the mechanics with the drivetrain is that we raised the drivetrain, the springs, the original springs, by approximately 2 inches, and we also raised the body to the frame with approximately 2 inches. The ring and pinion we changed as well. We wanted to have it with lower RPM and higher speeds, obviously, on the freeway. So we changed it to a 4.9 ring and pinion. All the bushings on the frame are polyurethane, so it will last for the rest of our lives. Going to the front of the vehicle, the bumper is custom made by us. We duplicated basically the one that is used by Mercedes for the Australian Army. It's really sturdy, perfectly made and done. So everything is laser cut and bent. So it fits the winch absolutely nice. The rest of the front is original to a 460, nothing really changed there. So the transmission that we are running and the engine is also upgraded. As you know, these vehicles normally have like a 300 GD if you're lucky, and maybe if you're lucky they have the 617 turbo diesel, which this one also had, but it's still not enough. So we went from approximately 88 horsepower to this OM606 engine, which is a 6-cylinder, and we used on this engine a mechanical pump which sits completely hidden under there. So the mechanical pump obviously doesn't need any electronics. As you probably know from my other videos, I absolutely hate electronics. So no computers, no electronics to the engine at all. We also upgraded the cooling system, so we added a bigger radiator, so the oil cooler is way down below, and we also upgraded the water pump with a higher capacity. So for the rest, it's a quite stock OM606 engine, which can be found also in the normal E-Class. Of course, you have your power brakes and your power steering, which is normal to these kinds of vehicles. So we can turn on the engine. So with the mechanical pump, it's a very easy to use vehicle. It's still an old-fashioned diesel, so when you start the vehicle up, or when you want to start the vehicle up when it is cold, you have to glow for a few seconds and then you can start the vehicle. When it's already warm, you can start it right away. So if you have any questions about this vehicle or one of our other vehicles, then please do give me a call, 714-417-7320. You can also shoot us an email at info@g-mercedes.com. I appreciate your watching. Please be safe. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.